See, I'll tell you mechanism of cancer. Okay? The cancer or any disease, for that matter, except viral diseases. Okay? It starts at the deepest layer of the human personality. Okay? In what we call as in Ayurveda, they have recognized this Adi in the Vyadi. Adi sorry?
Really, continue.
Adi means deep root. Vyadi means at the physical level. Right? Adi in the Vyadi. From any disease starts at the deeper level and it spreads to outer layers.
Okay.
It is more like seed sprouting, becoming a plant and becoming a tree. Okay? Understand? So,
Understood.
This is how life is. The doctors today, they know only treat at the tree level.
Correct.
They don't know seed level.
Correct.
Understand? So Ayurveda has some deeper understanding. They try to correct at the seed level. But many of the Ayurvedic science knowledge is lost. In the sense, real practitioners of Ayurveda are very few. Very rare. So Ayurveda has a better model of human being.
Correct.
Okay, compared to modern medicine.
Allopathic.
Okay, but the problem is to find a real good Ayurvedic physician who has a deeper understanding is difficult, because over a period of time, whether our foreign invaders or our Britishers or our government have neglected research and encouragement of Ayurveda.
Correct.
Okay, so they have given overdue emphasis to allopathy. So to find a right Ayurvedic doctor is also difficult.
Correct.
Okay, so the mechanism of cancer is Adi in the Vyadi. That means the problem starts at the very deep root level in our personality. Now when it comes to out only, we can't see the seed. What is there in the seed? The seed comes out and it becomes a plant or a tree. That time we see, oh, this is giving a bad fruits. This is giving a good fruits.
Correct.
So this way entire spiritual journey is, whether for everybody, any person in the world, the spiritual journey is go and correct at the deeper root level. Okay? That's what spiritual journey is about. We try to do some breathing practice, physical practice, everything, but ultimately we are trying to correct at the seed level.
Correct.
And where is the seed? The seed is in our Anandamaya Kosha. Okay? So we have 5 layers of our personality. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha.
Correct.
Okay? The physical body, the vital body, mental body, intellectual body, and causal body. Okay? The causal body has given rise to physical body. And actions or emotions in the physical body gives rise to again causal seeds.
Correct.
Right? So the spiritual journey is to correct the causal body.
Correct.
So what scientists or doctors say today, okay, most of the diseases today, possibly 95% or 98% of diseases today are psychosomatic.
Correct.
Okay, they say mind affecting the body.
Correct.
Okay, so that means they have gone up to mental body.
Even body itself is psychosomatic concept.
Body is psychosomatic only. Right? There is nothing called body and mind. Mind and body are one integrated whole.
One integrated.
See, the doctor, the diabetes, heart disease, okay, our headaches, migraine, or ulcers, they are all psychosomatic. Okay? In fact, all diseases today, by and large, are psychosomatic. Okay? There are 2 types of diseases. Individual disease and global disease.
Okay.
The global diseases are contagious diseases. Okay? Like, for example, let's say, in earlier days, smallpox. In modern day, coronavirus. So these are all contagious diseases. Okay? Whereas individual disease is psychosomatic.
Correct.
And there is a difference between individual disease and psychosomatic, contagious disease of the contagious. Even contagious disease is also psychosomatic.
In a global way.
It's a collective human consciousness.
Collective consciousness.
Okay, at the collective human consciousness, it manifests as a contagious disease.
The whole system is in fear, so it will create.
The whole system is a deep-rooted fears and anxieties of the whole system manifests as a contagious disease.
Correct.
Okay, so in either way, it's all psychosomatic. Okay, this is my understanding of cancer or any other disease, in fact. So basically, there's a saying, Adi in the Vyadi, deep-rooted problems only will come out. I would put it this way: a individual problem manifests as a psychosomatic disease in the body. For example, somebody is obese.
Correct.
Okay, we say he is eating more, but he is eating more at the physical level.
Correct.
He is craving more at the psychological level.
Correct.
Okay. Why is craving more at psychological? His self-identity, there is a weakness at the deep Anandamaya Kosha.
Correct.
Okay. So that is manifesting as psychological craving, which manifests as physical craving. He may look very happy outside.
Correct.
Deep inside, he wants to grow.
Some attention, something, some inferiority.
Right. This is in a psychology they call it bulimia. When it becomes bulimia, a disease of overeating. Okay. Right. So this is just to overview. Now, there has been a research on the cancer. The cancer, what they say, most of the cases of cancer, they have traced to emotional disturbances in life. Okay? Emotional disturbances, maybe a few years back or maybe later in life, bursts out into cancer at the later stage. Okay? Understand?
Okay.
So, what is emotion? Emotion is energy in motion.
Correct.
Correct? So, the energy in motion can be creative or it can be destructive.
Correct.
Right? Energy in motion is, energy has no, what I'm saying is no, it's like a rain is a force.
No label. It can take any direction.
It can take any direction. It's a creative or destructive. When energy becomes creative, it will become art, music, dance, and
good health.
Good health, right? And outer manifestation.
Correct.
Energy becomes creative, and it can take him to more higher level of evolution. Then it becomes selfless service, nishkama karma.
Correct.
Understand? So nishkama karma alone doesn't leave a footprint in the Anandamaya Kosha. Understand? Every kamya karma, whether it's a creative art or music or dance, will still leave a footprint in the Anandamaya Kosha.
Okay.
Causal body. So only selfless service doesn't leave a footprint in the Anandamaya Kosha.
Okay.
Understand?
Selfless service.
That's why Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita stresses karma yoga as a first step for anybody.
Okay.
And stresses on yadna as a way of living. Okay? But most of us, we don't understand the basic principles of spirituality, so we leave a very strong footprints in our Anandamaya Kosha or innermost layer.
Correct.
And these will manifest as a disease.
Correct.
Okay, now to say that, then why people like Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa got cancer? If they don't leave any footprints in the causal body.
Maybe the balance is...
So there is two reasons for that. One reason is the body itself has a termination mechanism.
Okay.
Anything has born has to be terminated.
Correct.
At the time of birth, the termination of the body, because of past life samskaras, the termination of body is decided that this is how it will be.
Okay.
That is only what you call individual vasana.
Okay.
Right? It's like the date, expiry date is already printed when body is manufactured.
Okay.
That is one way of answering it. Second way of answering it is, because they are so evolved, their individuality, there is no individuality. The collective consciousness, some of the samskaras will implement, will create the destruction of the body.
Okay.
It's like they take on the collective karma.
How? That is possible.
Okay? So that's another way of saying. That's why they have cancer. So this is about enlightened beings. Unenlightened beings, our own karma and our own vasana will create this type of problem.
Correct.
Okay? Now, what is the solution? Right? Let me try to understand the solution.
Okay.
The disease has come to the body, cancer.
Correct.
Right? So now the question is, can it be healed or cannot be healed? The most of the modern day medicine, allopathy, they don't go into root cause. They'll just treat it at the symptomatic level. Body.
Correct.
Kill. Destroy. It's like a plant, a seed has given to a tree, cut the branches, cut the shoots.
Correct.
Right? This is what chemotherapy is about. This is what radiation therapy, modern radiation therapy is about. Right? So, this is at the symptomatic level.
Correct.
Okay? They can't go to root level because they don't have the adequate idea itself. And also the whole modern medical complex, which involves medical equipments, drugs, doctors, education, is all built on business model, not on the healing model.
Correct.
Right? It supports each other. So, let us look at the first principles of healing. First principle of healing is the body, the cancer in the body is caused by accumulated pollution in the body.
Correct.
Okay? What is cancer? Cancer is not a disease. Cancer is an overproduction of cells of some type in the body.
Correct. Correct.
Why the cells are overproduced? Because the whole body is thinking, some part of me is dying. Okay? Some part of me is dying. I have to rejuvenate that some part.
Correct.
Right? It is like, for example, I have a wound. When the cut is there, the wound has to be healed. So body has to produce the cells.
Correct.
It is trying to replace dead cells of the body. Now, body is perpetually thinking that something is wrong with myself. I want to produce more and more. That's what cancer is.
Okay.
Understand? So body is believing that, oh, there is something wrong with me. Right? I want to correct myself. So the body correction mechanism is cancer. It's not a disease in that sense.
Okay.
So where it's continuously overproducing cells.
Correct.
Right? Understand?
Understood.
Now, why stomach cancer? Okay? The stomach, actually when we have heard the word, right? There's a burning in my stomach.
Correct.
I saw that fellow. Okay? He is getting so much benefit. I'm not getting it. There's a burning in my stomach.
Correct.
I mean, jealousy, hatred, okay, or frustration will disturb the cells in the rectum and stomach. Okay? Understand? So, the cells there, they start dying half. They are neither alive nor dead. Because of our emotional outburst. Our energy starts affecting them.
Okay.
Understand? Now, when it's either half dead or half alive, our body does not know what to do.
Okay.
Because it doesn't decide whether it's either alive or dead. Then it starts producing, on the safer side, let me produce more cells. That more cells becomes cancer. Okay? Now let us look step by step at various levels. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. Here I don't want to discuss or dispute any findings of modern medicine. Because I don't understand. I'm not competent to understand and judge what they are doing. Chemotherapy or anything, any therapy, that is as we go as per the doctor's advice. Okay, my view of human body I am trying to tell you.
Okay.
My little understanding of human body. Okay, at the physical level, right, our body, Annamaya Kosha is food body. Okay? The food body sustains and nourishes based on the food we take. Okay? So, if cells are overproduced, those cells require food. So, let us say you eat let's say 100 grams of rice today. As the cancer cells grows, the 100 grams of 90 grams of rice goes to cancer cells only. They are fast growing.
Correct.
And 10% goes to other part of the body. So that's where eventually death will from cancer will happen. One part of the body starts to overgrow.
Catch up faster.
Understand? It's like children who are growing will take more energy. So these are like young cells who are taking more energy from the body. Okay? Now here you have to understand one principle. The cancer cells are thriving with the carbohydrate as a fuel. Right? Any carbohydrate we take is the main fuel for cancer cells.
Okay.
Why carbohydrate is main fuel? Because carbohydrate is the easily digestible fuel.
Correct.
Very simple.
Okay.
It's like a high, it's a very quick conversion.
Correct.
Understand? To slow down the cancer, we have to switch over from carbohydrate as a fuel
to protein.
No protein, fat.
Fat. Okay.
So the fuel are three types.
Okay.
One type of fuel is called fat. Second type of fuel is called protein. And third type of fuel is called carbohydrate.
Okay.
Out of that, fat is the slowest fuel.
Okay.
All right. In fact, it'll actually is very difficult for the cancer cells to grow.
Okay.
Okay. Please, I want to put a disclaimer. I have no medical knowledge. I have nothing. This is my intuitive understanding. Right? So do not take it as a sacred word. It's just my understanding I am trying to put.
Maybe we can just, if we are taking a food, we increase the fat quantity and
so let me put it. Okay. So fat is the slowest fuel. Or rather, fat doesn't cause inflammation of the cells in that sense. Protein is next level. And carbohydrate is later. So what happens is the protein also gets digested in the form of carbohydrate after some time.
Correct.
Okay, carbohydrate is immediately digested. Protein is delayed digestion.
Okay.
So fat digestion is very different. Okay. So that's one understanding of food body, Annamaya Kosha. So to slow down the cancer, possibly we have to change the food intake more as a fat. Okay. Please do not take my advice as a medical advice. You can think of advice of a layman. Okay. So this is my only intuitive understanding of life. I have no medical knowledge, no other understanding of life.
Okay.
Right? Understand? This is a treatment Annamaya Kosha. Okay. Now, why the cells have become dying? I told you already, one is emotional disturbance.
Correct.
Second disturbance, what is there? Is accumulated waste in the cells. Okay? Our food products, our food waste starts getting accumulated in the cells over a period of time.
Correct.
Right? So that we call as toxins in the cells. You can think like a gutter where gradually water is not clean. That's because of our food habits.
Correct.
What happens when you eat food? We continuously overeat. Right? That overeating, the body doesn't get enough time to throw out the waste. Okay? Body requires it's like you can imagine a hotel where continuously customers are coming, you keep on serving. There's no time to clean the table.
Correct.
So body requires adequate time to clean. So that adequate time is not given to the body. So the waste will keep on madala. So that's why Ayurveda says, okay, Langanam Paramaushadam. Langana means fasting is the best solution for
many diseases.
All diseases.
All diseases.
Not many. When they fasting, when you do fasting, the body gets time to see where exactly is the problem, what the hell the problem is.
Correct.
And try to repair it. So there is a Japanese scientist called Dr. Emuri.
Correct.
In
Nobel Prize.
In 1996 or 97, he got a Nobel Prize for research on fasting, where he said by fasting, many diseases of the body, including cancer, including arthritis, diseases get healed. Because body gets adequate time to go and
attack the bad cells or what.
Okay. What they call it as autophagy. Autophagy means body eating itself. What does its body eat? Body goes and says, these cells are not worthy. Let me go and eat it. These cells are half dead. These cells are dying. So that cell's body starts eating. So this is called autophagy. For autophagy to trigger, we need at least minimum 48 hours of continuous fasting.
Correct.
In that 48 hours, we should not take anything. Right? It is, we give little bit, body will actually do, it will be lazy. It won't do autophagy. Right?
It doesn't, it acts in whichever direction it is got more energy, it will do that direction.
Even little bit energy, it will say, why should I work hard?
Correct.
Understand? Autophagy will trigger only when you do strict fasting 48 to...
chance ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ಅಂದಾಗ ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ it waits for it to... laziness ತರ basically.
Right. So autophagy gets triggered after 48 hours of fasting. But unfortunately for today, we have a lifestyle where we can't even skip one meal.
Correct.
So in our ancient times, our ancestors said, do fasting on Thursday, do fasting on Monday, do fasting on Ekadashi, do fasting on Shivaratri. They prepared us for our lifestyle through spiritual fasting. Right? So Dr. Emuri got a Nobel Prize for the research on fasting on autophagy. So I strongly believe that fasting is a healing mechanism for the body. Okay? Where body gets adequate time to replenish. Right? So that's one thing. Then you look at observatory animals. Animals don't have doctors, animals don't have chemotherapy, animals don't have hospital. When animal gets a disease, what they do, first they go and eat some grass.
Correct.
Which is omit.
Correct.
Okay? They omit out what is there in the stomach, empty their stomach first. So then they will go on a prolonged fasting. Okay? That's what I observed in my dog. My dog, when it gets any disease, even small fever, first it will go and find a grass. It will eat it. And it will vomit out. Then it will sit for fasting. No matter what food you give, it will not eat.
Okay.
So animals instinctively know emptying out the stomach and fasting is a solution. Where will animal get a doctor and hospital now?
Correct.
Right? So the fasting as a solution, all animals, including human beings, know instinctively.
Correct.
But unfortunately for human beings, all our animal instincts are remaining. Anger, fear, anxieties are remaining. But real healing mechanism is forgotten.
That is gone. Correct.
Are we clear? At the physical level. Okay? This is first solution. First understanding of healing. Second understanding of healing is what we call as Pranayama Kosha. This is at Annamaya Kosha. At the Pranayama Kosha, some of the breathing practices will deep cleanse the body. Okay. For example, Bastrika, Kapalabhati, these will have a oxygenation of the body. These are very drastic breathing practices, right? Which will have impact on it's like increasing breathing rate, increasing the oxygenation. So which will suck out or try to replace oxygen in the body and maybe giving more life to cells which are dying. Okay? Which may slow down cancer. Again, a disclaimer, I don't have any scientific proof, it's only my intuitive understanding. Right? So then, this is what called rapid breathing. Then there are other practices which are calming the mind, breathing practices, which will calm the mind. In the process of calming the mind, body's overreactions to the anything or emotional energy will slow down.
Okay.
Okay. So this I call it as Soham breathing, not the Soham breathing marketed worldwide. It is a Soham or breathing practice, which is slow and natural breathing.
Okay.
So that breathing, what will happen? It calms down the emotional energy. It reduces your heartbeat or pulse slowly. So body has more relaxed way of healing itself.
Okay.
That is at the second layer called vital body. Pranayama Kosha. Right? Then the third level is Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha is mental body. For this, what we call as meditation practice of different kind help to calm the emotional energy. Because I told you earlier, the cancer is nothing but emotional energy go haywire. So, what you call as calming down the mind through meditation is a solution. At the intellectual level, which is actually finally surgery on the Anandamaya Kosha, is Jnana, Atma Vichara, Self-Enquiry. So it happens at the intellectual level and Anandamaya Kosha. So this is a holistic view of what a disease called cancer or any other disease. I believe most of the diseases, our modern science says, most of these diseases are psychosomatic. You have to treat as a holistic treatment rather than a
very branch out.
Don't treat it at the symptom level, treat at the cause level.
Localized.
Right? But unfortunately, we are accustomed to a lifestyle. All these lifestyle changes are very difficult to adapt for us when the problem is setting.
Correct. It's very difficult. It's too late for us to...
Right? So that's why our spiritual practices, India or anywhere in the world, always try to prepare us. Do chanting, do meditation, do fasting. Right? So there's a spiritual lifestyle. If you take up at a younger age, everything becomes a natural accustom. And please understand, this doesn't guarantee that person will not have a disease.
Correct.
This is what is the best possible way we can face life.
Correct.
Right?
At the current situation, what is the best we can
And a good health, good lifestyle. The lifestyle for a human being is 120 years. So Ayurveda says 100 years of Shatayur Bhava means 100 years means 120 years for human being. Now people celebrate 60-year birthday as Shashti Purti. 60-year birthday is half life is completed. Okay, 120 years is what is the lifestyle of human being. If you live a very decent lifestyle with fasting, meditation, and spiritual practices in yajna, if you that way you live, your life will be 120 years. Okay, but none of us will reach that because our lifestyle is already.
Correct.
See, I read in Mahabharata, right? Mahabharata, when the Mahabharata war was happening, Bhishma must have been 300 years.
Correct.
Okay, Krishna was in 108 years. Right? Arjuna and all, they were all 80 plus.
Oh, okay.
And 80 plus years, they had a strength to face.
Go for war.
80, and this intense war there. They actually, it's not like they'll sit, like modern day commanders, they'll sit in the control room and fight.
You have to be physically present here.
Physically present.
Emotionally.
And if your energy is little bit down, you'll be killed. So, you have to understand and imagine the lifestyles they had at that time. They had integrated Ayurvedic way of life living in their lifestyle.
Correct.
Okay. So this is my